The Vietnam War was a conflict unlike any other. It was a war fought not only against an enemy, but also against the very environment itself. Vietnam's climate, dominated by the monsoon season, brought torrential rains, oppressive humidity, and dense jungle growth. These conditions transformed battlefields into treacherous swamps. The Ho Chi Minh Trail, a vital supply route for the North Vietnamese army, became a muddy labyrinth. American soldiers, accustomed to different climates, faced an unrelenting adversary in the Vietnamese weather. The monsoons could last for months, turning rivers into raging torrents. This made movement difficult and often impossible. The constant rain hampered air operations. It also reduced visibility and made it hard to identify enemy positions. For the American military, the weather in Vietnam was more than just an inconvenience. It was a formidable obstacle to their strategic objectives. The U.S. military relied heavily on air power and mobility in Vietnam. The monsoon rain severely hampered these advantages. Aircraft were grounded due to poor visibility and the risk of thunderstorms. The muddy terrain made it difficult for tanks and other heavy equipment to maneuver. Supply lines were frequently disrupted, leaving troops short on ammunition, food, and medical supplies. The humid conditions also took a toll on soldiers' health. Heat exhaustion, fungal infections, and malaria were common ailments. The constant rain and mud sapped morale. It made it difficult to maintain hygiene and stay dry. These challenges forced the U.S. military to seek ways to mitigate the impact of the weather on their operations. Weather manipulation, also known as cloud seeding, involves dispersing substances into the atmosphere to influence weather patterns. The idea was to enhance rainfall in specific areas. This could disrupt enemy supply lines and hinder their movement. In the context of the Vietnam War, the U.S. military saw weather manipulation as a potential tool to gain an advantage over the Viet Cong and North Vietnamese army. The concept of cloud seeding was not new. Scientists had been experimenting with it since the 1940s. However, its use in warfare was highly controversial. Many argued that it was unethical and could have unpredictable consequences for the environment and civilian populations. Nevertheless, the U.S. government, eager for any advantage in the increasingly unpopular Vietnam War, authorized a top-secret program known as Operation Popeye. Operation Popeye, launched in 1967, marked the first known use of weather manipulation as a weapon of war. The operation involved seeding clouds over the Ho Chi Minh Trail and other areas in Laos, Cambodia, and Vietnam. The goal was to extend the monsoon season, making it harder for the North Vietnamese to transport supplies and troops. U.S. aircraft, primarily C-130 Hercules and F-4 Phantom jets, were equipped with special canisters filled with silver iodide. These canisters were released into the clouds, theoretically causing them to produce more rain. The operation was shrouded in secrecy, with even some government officials unaware of its existence. The results of Operation Popeye are difficult to quantify. While there was an increase in rainfall in targeted areas, it is unclear how much of this was due to cloud seeding versus natural weather patterns. Operation Popeye raised serious ethical concerns about the use of weather manipulation as a weapon of war. Critics argued that it was a form of environmental warfare that could have unintended and potentially devastating consequences. The long-term effects of silver iodide on the environment and human health were not fully understood. Furthermore, there were concerns about the potential for such technologies to be used for malicious purposes in the future. The use of weather manipulation could escalate conflicts and lead to unpredictable environmental disasters. The international community condemned Operation Popeye. It led to the enactment of the Environmental Modification Convention in 1977, which prohibited the hostile use of environmental modification techniques. Operation Popeye remained a closely guarded secret for several years. It was only in 1971 that details of the program were leaked to the press, causing a public outcry. The revelations sparked a debate about government secrecy, the ethics of warfare, and the potential consequences of tampering with the environment. The legacy of Operation Popeye is a complex one. It stands as a stark reminder of the lengths to which nations will go to achieve their military objectives. It also serves as a cautionary tale about the potential consequences of technological advancements and the importance of ethical considerations in warfare. While the use of weather manipulation as a weapon of war is now banned under international law, the technology still exists. The ethical dilemmas it poses remain relevant in the 21st century, as climate change and environmental concerns become increasingly pressing global issues. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, consider leaving a tip on my Buy Me a Coffee page. And for those who can't, leaving a comment, like, and subscribe helps with the algorithm. I thank you and hope to see you in the next one.